unforgettable moments with us.
Embarrassing moments.
I was in the mall and I used the bathroom and I tucked my dress into my pantyhose. Went through the whole mall. This is last Christmas. I did all my Christmas shopping with my dress in my pantyhose. I was with my friends who didn't say anything. And, I was looking at a cute guy. I was giving him the eye. And then he's the one who had to tell me.
I saw Elle McPherson actually a few blocks from here once. First time I saw her in person, and she was just so beautiful that I was walking and trying to be cool, and I wound up bumping into a parking meter.
Walking out of the bathroom with toilet paper hanging out of my coat.
You can feel it following behind you, and then what's worse, you do this little dance trying to get it off.
I was at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and I was rather bored, as any 12-year-old might be, so I saw a seat there, and I sat down on it thinking that at least to pass the time, I'll sit down. Well, as it turns out, it was an antique chair from the 13th century, and all the alarms went off.
Say what? Yo, what's the kid?
That is pretty embarrassing. Well, joining us now in studio is Dr. Patricia Pitta, who is a clinical psychologist at St. John's University. We thank you so much for coming. Those were funny stories. I mean, we've all been embarrassed. Gosh, some stories I can't even tell you but on the air. But why do people become embarrassed, Dr. Pitta?
Well, really, the reason we become embarrassed is because we become overflooded with emotions, whether they be positive emotions or negative emotions. For example, the boy-girl syndrome, right? Where you meet boy meets girl, girl meets boy. What happens is you become excited, you get those warm, fuzzy feelings, and possibly you're sexually attracted to them. And then what happens? You get all this flood of emotions, right? And then what happens? Maybe you get red in the face, your hands start to shake.
That's right.
Okay? Another scenario, say you have a major presentation to do in business, and you're anxious about the presentation.
You want it to go well. You want
it to go well. You get up and you right in front of the whole group, and then what happens is you say something you really didn't mean to say. And what it is, it's about the overflooding of emotions. Let's take it to the negative side. It's not only positive types of things, but negative. What happens if you're full of rage and you're so angry at someone?
You just want to take it out on someone, don't you?
You do want to take it out, but sometimes you say things that you really don't want to say, and you end up embarrassing and humiliating yourself.
So then what should you do? Should you just kind of laugh it off, shrug it off? What? What's the best way to handle it?
Well, the best way to handle it would be to many times just change the subject, have a good sense of humor.
I think that works a lot.
But there's something very important that we should really talk about. And what's important is that, how can we change those embarrassing moments and make them moments that could really work for us? And how can we get into that kind of a pattern? And the reason we get into that kind of a pattern is that when we were children, one of the most important jobs of a parent is to train a child to become comfortable with both positive and negative emotions.
Do we all suffer from embarrassing moments, or is that just some of us?
Well, everyone suffers from embarrassing moments. And what happens is that we have to become comfortable with our emotions, both our positive emotions and our negative emotions. And if we do that, then the situation that we're dealing with will be less threatening. And what's most important is to feel comfortable with the situation. So, for example, say you meet a man and you really like him and you feel that your face is getting flushed. You could say, I really like you. Or say, for example, you're in front of a bunch of people and you need to make a presentation. You could make a statement like, wow, I'm really excited about this today and to do this. Really deal with the emotion, face it, own it, rather than splitting it off. The reason we become embarrassed is because we're really not owning the feeling that we're experiencing. We want to cut it off. We don't want to deal with it.
I've been in situations, for example, where women, and they always take pride in the way they look and the way they dress. If in this scenario, a woman were to wear an outfit and she spent a lot of time picking it out, especially with the holidays coming up, let's say with New Year's Eve, and she saw the same identical outfit on someone else at a party, for example, how should she handle it? Should she go up to that person and say, oh, you really look good in that outfit, we've got great taste? Would that be sort of a kind way of getting over the embarrassment?
Absolutely. I think if you see someone with the same outfit as you and you know you have good taste.
And you look better in it?
No, it's not even better. You can look as good and you know that someone has the same taste as you. That's wonderful. You take it as a positive, not as a negative.
Okay. Now, I remember you were saying also the very first time you came on our show, you had a very embarrassing moment.
Right. One of the first shows I did here, my earring fell off. And what happened inside my head was, oh my goodness, your hearing fell off. And then I said, oh no, it's okay. And so I said, it's okay, just keep going on. And I think you're bringing up a good point. We're all human.
Right.
To be human is to make mistakes, to have accidents happen, and to deal with them.
And it's so temporary, you can just laugh at yourself.
That's
it's okay,
right.
we are human, no problem. You have
Yes.
lipstick on your teeth. You really do. I don't mean to embarrass you, but you really
You
do.
got me.
I got
You got
All
me.
right, Dr. Patricia Pitter, we thank you so